Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Rajwant Kaur from DAV College Jalandhar. Today we are going to talk on module Channel Design and Management from paper Marketing Management. After completing this module, you will be able to understand the concept of distribution channel. You can explain the role of distribution channel. You can describe the forces which influence channel decision, and you will be able to explain functions of channel management. The organization basically produces goods and services with a view to sell them to the customers or consumers located at different places. The products produced will be of no use if they do not reach the consumers. The manufacturers may sell their goods directly to consumers in nearby areas by establishing sales outlets, but it will not be possible when products have large market and consumers are located at different areas. Therefore, it becomes essential to use some intermediaries that will facilitate a continuous and large scale distribution of products. So, what is the meaning of distribution channel? Distribution channel, also termed as a marketing channel, refers to a set of marketing institutions who participate in marketing activities and facilitate the movement of goods or services from producer to ultimate consumer. The marketing institutions, also known as trade channels, distribution channels, or intermediaries or middlemen, can be categorized as merchant middlemen like wholesalers and retailers, then agent middlemen like commission agents, factors, brokers, and so on. And third can be facilitators such as insurance companies, bankers, transportation companies, and warehouse keepers. So let us discuss the role of distribution channels. Actually, distribution channels, they have a special role in the marketing process. They help in successful implementation of companies' marketing strategies. Channel members, that is intermediaries, perform different functions for smooth flow of goods and services from producers to users. So the various activities undertaken by channel members, these are: number one is physical movement of goods, then transfer of title to goods or ownership, then creating link with buyers and sellers, looking after various physical distribution functions, offering after sales services to customers, then matching goods to the requirement of customers, extending credit to retailers and buyers, providing marketing intelligence and sales forecasting services to suppliers, handling complaints of customers and managing sales returns, attractive display of goods at retail outlets, negotiating prices and other terms of sale, then assistance to consumers through product demonstrations and special guidance, maintaining sales force to assist in selling, and also assuming risk regarding goods during their storage and physical movement. So it is to be noted that these all functions are not performed by any one channel or individual. Different channel members, they perform different activities. Manufacturers should decide which channel member will perform which function and coordinate their activities to ensure smooth flow of goods. So there are various types of intermediaries and they can be classified as merchant intermediaries and agent intermediaries. Merchant intermediaries, these are basically the middlemen who take title to goods as well as their possession. They are buyers as well as the sellers of goods. Merchant intermediaries, they are of two types. One is wholesalers and other one is retailers. Wholesalers, they buy goods in bulk and sell them to retailers or large buyers like government or business houses. Wholesaler can be full function wholesaler, that is one who buys and sells products, carries stock, extends credit, and sells goods in lots. He sometimes provides financial assistance to producers. Then comes converter wholesaler, that is the wholesaler who sells goods after processing them and also performs the tasks of full function wholesaler. Then another type can be drop shipper, that is one who only book orders and passes on the instruction to the manufacturers for the dispatch of goods, and he does not store or deliver the product. He assumes the delivery of goods only in case of default is made by the buyer. Then comes retailers. Retailers usually buy in small lots from wholesalers. However, big retailers they make bulk purchase from producers. Retailers deal directly with consumers and sell them goods in small quantities. They cater to the needs of local consumers. These retailers can be classified as itinerant retailers, convenience stores, specialty stores, supermarkets, then departmental stores, multiple shops or chain stores, and consumer cooperatives. Another type is agent intermediaries. These middlemen neither take possession of goods nor its title of ownership. They work on a commission basis and assist manufacturer or merchant middlemen in buying and selling of goods. Agent intermediaries can be classified as broker, sole selling agents, and commission agents. Broker, he is an agent who takes no risk and represents a buyer or seller in negotiating purchases or sales for his principal. He is given commission called brokerage when a transaction is stipulated. In the distribution system, they can act as seller's agent. Another type is sole selling agents. They are given exclusive rights or franchise to sell manufacturers' product in a given territory as per decided terms and conditions of agreement between manufacturer and distributor or sole selling agents. Commission agents, they act as agents of manufacturer. They book orders and direct manufacturers to execute order at their own directly to buyers. They get commission for the services rendered by them. They ensure a recovery of dues from buyers and get special commission for this called as Del Creditor Commission. Now let us discuss channel design or channel structure. Different channel members they can be combined in various ways to create effective channel structure or design. Distribution channels can be primarily categorized as non-integrated and integrated. Non-integrated channels, so these are also termed as conventional channels. These comprises of merchant middlemen, that is wholesalers and retailers, then agents and brokers, manufacturers and channel members. They behave autonomously except for negotiations over terms of sale. In this type of channel, there is no central control or common program. The conventional channel choice includes decisions regarding a direct or indirect channel. Direct channel is short, wherein a firm chooses to sell directly to consumers without engaging any middleman. Indirect channels are long as middlemen are engaged to channelize products to consumers. The preference for indirect channels will further include inter alia the choice of indirect channel, that is whether to have wholesaler, distributor or retailer suitable for achieving companies' marketing goals. The various channels followed for transferring the products to ultimate consumers, these can be described as manufacturer to consumer, that is the direct channel. Then another one is manufacturer to wholesaler to consumer, or it can be manufacturer to retailer to consumer. It can be manufacturer to wholesaler to retailer to consumer. And one another form in which the channel structure can be created, that is manufacturer to sole selling agent, then wholesaler, retailer, and consumer. So the first type, that is manufacturer to consumer, that is direct channel. This is the simplest of all available channels wherein products are transferred direct to consumer without using services of any middleman. Mail order selling, door to door selling, or manufacturers' outlets. These are the few examples of direct sale. Advertising greatly contributes in effective direct selling. In this mode of selling, companies make use of their own sales staff, and in the channel structure from manufacturer to wholesaler to consumer, this channel makes use of only wholesaler as middleman in the chain of distribution. Wholesaler does not use the services of retailers and he deals directly with the customers. This channel is usually followed when there are large and institutional buyers such as government, hospitals, consumer cooperatives. And in the channel structure from manufacturer to retailer to consumer, a company uses only one type of intermediary, that is retailer, for selling the goods to consumers. He performs a function of wholesaler such as financing, insurance, storage and transport. Departmental stores, supermarket, large mail order house, chain stores, discount house. These are the common types of this channel. In this channel, manufacturer moves away from the consumers by one step, and in India, Bata India Limited, this is the one example which makes use of this channel to sell its product through its own retail shops situated in many cities. In the channel structure from manufacturer to wholesaler, retailer or consumer, wholesaler and retailers, they act as middlemen. Products are routed from manufacturer to consumers through these two types of intermediaries. It is a traditional and popular channel in India, which is used by large as well as small companies. This channel is used for drugs, groceries, and other convenience goods. Hindustan Unilever Limited is very one common example which is using this channel. This channel is suitable when products are durable, products are not subject to fashion changes, or wholesalers are specialized, and where the manufacturer has limited funds. The channel structure can be created like this: manufacturer or agent, then wholesaler, retailer, and consumer. And here the agent middlemen are called sole selling agent or distributor is engaged at the primary stage of flow of goods. The agent sells the goods to wholesalers who further sell them to retailers. A sole selling agent works on commission basis. A number of textile mills in India make use of this channel and appoint sole selling agents for distribution. The appointment of such agent help manufacturer in keeping themselves away or free from marketing operations. The company can make exclusive choice of channel discussed, or it may make use of two or more channels. When company makes use of only one channel of distribution for its all types of products and in all markets, it is termed as single channel. The use of two channels by the company for selling its product to the consumers is referred to as dual channel. company may use more than two channels depending upon size of density of market, and it is termed as multiple channel. Integrated channels, these are the networks in which channel members behave in a coordinated manner, and these channels can be vertical or horizontal. So let us first discuss the vertical distribution channel, which is also called as vertical marketing system, that is VMS. In this system, manufacturers, wholesalers, and retailers, they act as unified system. They are centrally managed. There are centrally managed programs to achieve economies and marketing effectiveness. VMS can be of three types, that is corporate, contractual, and administered. In corporate vertical distribution channels, channel components are owned by one organization. In contractual vertical distribution channels, there is integration of programs of independent channel members on a contractual basis, and their aim is to avail economies and increase market impact. Administered channels are those where marketing activities are coordinated through programs developed by one or more firms or few firms. This type of system is led by manufacturer due to sheer power or size. Another type is horizontal distribution channels. Horizontal distribution channels means alignment of two or more firms with an aim to exploit marketing opportunities by themselves or through a third party. Let us now discuss the channel selection. The companies can use different intermediaries to sell their products, or it can directly sell to consumers. The decision regarding the selection of channel structure, it will depend on various factors, which are product, market, middleman, company, competitors, marketing environment, and also distribution intensity or purpose of using distribution channels. So let us discuss the significance of distribution channels. Distribution channels add value to the products by making them available at right place at the right time, in right condition and right quality to the consumers. Undoubtedly, manufacturer creates value utility by manufacturing the product, but distribution channels create time and place utilities. Channels facilitate the transfer of ownership from supplier to buyer along with the possession of goods. Channel intermediaries provide valuable information of needs of consumers to the manufacturers. The needs and wants of consumers, these are satisfied at appropriate time with the help of intermediaries. So let us now discuss the channel management. The choice of appropriate channel does not guarantee the desired results unless these channels are properly managed. The channel management refers to providing compensation, motivation, coordination, control, and cooperation of intermediaries. Management also handles conflict arising with channel members. So these managerial functions can be described as: number one is providing compensation. So when the intermediaries act as agent like brokers or selling agents, they should be adequately compensated. Distributors or dealers, they also deserve compensation for their special commitments arising from exclusive distribution arrangements. The basis for compensation is usually determined by trade customs, government directives, or arrangements between trade or industry associations. There exists different ways to compensate intermediaries. Commission is paid to agents for services rendered by them, which may extend to order booking, financing, promotion, negotiation, or debt recovery. Commission is calculated as a certain percentage of a total volume of sales or amount generated by salesman. Dell Creditor commission is paid to agents who guarantee payment from customers in case of credit sales. It may be calculated as a certain percentage of total amount collected. Brokers gets brokerage as a certain percentage of total sales assisted. A trade discount is paid as a reward to compensate merchant middlemen appointed as dealers or distributors for exclusive services rendered and controls accepted. It is given at a certain percentage of invoice price of goods purchased by them. Quantity discounts, these are provided to agent or merchant middleman as incentive to work harder and to increase sales. It is paid as a certain percentage of sales. Motivation. So in the competitive environment, there is no barrier as to the entry of manufacturers or intermediaries, so which affect the trade relations of existing parties. It is essential to sustain interest of middlemen and motivate them to work harder. Apart from compensation and profit margin, some other methods can be adopted to motivate intermediaries. A dealers advisory council may be set up by a company which will hold meetings to discuss problems, offer suggestions, and provide other needed help to implement market plans. It will personalize and improve the relations with dealers. Then cooperative advertising may be initiated with the dealers in their respective areas, and the cost of this can be shared. Sales executive may establish personal relations with the dealers by visiting markets periodically. Missionary salesmen can be sent to the dealers to assist them solicit orders in their territories. Even training may be imparted to dealer salesmen for assisting their sales efforts. And then comes coordination. This is also one function of channel management. So there is a need for coordination of activities of intermediaries participating in a distribution channel of company. Integration of company activities and channel operations is required for achieving organizational goals and increasing market impact. Coordination for distribution channels tasks may be attained between company and its intermediaries or intermediaries in inter-se. If company uses multiple channels or dual channel, it needs to secure coordination between members of different channels. In case company desires that intermediaries follow a uniform pricing policy or maintain requisite levels, it will require coordination for resale pricing and inventory levels. For coordination, communication between marketing executives and intermediaries plays a pivotal role. It may be in written form or oral form. Oral communication can be in the form of personal visits or telephonic conversation. Written communication may include correspondence or reports. Another function is control. So it is necessary to exercise control over behavior of channel members to facilitate the achievement of company's marketing goal. Effective control will discourage some unethical activities of intermediaries like hoarding, speculative activities to create shortage or black marketing. Control can be exercised regarding provision of credit to customers, physical layout of store, salesman training, ability to handle competitive brand, then resale pricing and choice of shop location or sales quota. The quantitative method used to exercise control over channel member behavior includes measuring sales volume, and profit margin against standards laid down, assessing the number of times orders delayed or amount of expenditure on advertising product. In qualitative terms, it can be evaluated in terms of number and nature of complaints received. Intermediaries performing well can be rewarded with more margins or promotional allowance. For poor performers, a company can resort to reduction in margins, withdrawals of exclusive rights, or slowing down deliveries, etc. Another function, managerial function under channel management is cooperation. For a peaceful and healthy work environment, it is necessary to foster cooperation in the distribution channel system. A company should consider its intermediaries as an extension of organization and adjust its policies to serve interest of a channel member and its own. Motivation will help in securing this cooperation. Then there is need for conflict management, and channel conflict means a situation where one channel member perceives that another channel member or manufacturer's behavior is such that it is restricting him from achieving his goals. Intermediaries may have conflicts with the manufacturer when they feel discriminating behavior of manufacturer, following of dual distribution policy by manufacturer to compete with intermediaries, unreasonable resale price maintenance requirements of manufacturers, and bypassing wholesalers. Manufacturer may have conflict with intermediaries when he feels number one, dealers do not perform desired function, or dealers violate territorial restrictions. Then dealers neglect manufacturers' brand and prefer competitive brands, or regular complaints against dealers. So for this, various conflict management strategies can be followed, like bargaining strategy, boundary strategy, interpenetration strategy, and supra organizational strategy. So students, let us now summarize what we have learned in this module. A distribution channel refers to a set of marketing institutions who participate in marketing activities and facilitate the movement of goods or services from producer to ultimate consumer. The marketing institutions can be categorized as merchant middlemen like wholesalers and retailers, agent middlemen like commission agents, factors, brokers, and so on. Then facilitators such as insurance companies, bankers, transportation companies, and warehouse keepers. Middlemen provide various services like warehousing, extending credit, transfer of ownership, collection and transmission of information about market and customers, and then risk taking. Different channel members can be combined in different ways to create effective channel structure or design and ensure smooth flow of goods and services. Distribution channels can be non-integrated or integrated. Non-integrated channels, also termed as conventional channels, these refer to system in which manufacturers and channel members behave autonomously except for negotiations over terms of sale. There is no central control or common programs. The conventional channel choice includes decisions regarding a direct or indirect channel. A direct channel is short, wherein a firm chooses to sell directly to the consumers without engaging any middleman. Indirect channels are long as middlemen, they are engaged to sell products to consumers. Integrated channels are the networks in which channel members behave in a coordinated manner. These channels can be vertical or horizontal. In a vertical integration system, manufacturers, wholesalers, and retailers act as unified system. So there are centrally managed programs to achieve economies and marketing effectiveness. Vertical integration system can be of three types, that is corporate, contractual, and administered. Horizontal distribution channels these refer to alignment of two or more firms with a view to exploit marketing opportunities by themselves or through a third party. The company may have different purposes for distribution, and it will design a distribution channel strategy accordingly. The company may aim at intensive distribution or selective, or it may want exclusive distribution. With a view to achieve the distribution coverage objectives, a company should design its distribution strategy by considering a product, a market, middleman, a company, competitors, and marketing environment. There is a need to manage distribution channels properly to achieve desired results. Therefore, management or a marketing manager performs various functions like providing compensation, motivation, coordination, control, and cooperation of intermediaries. Management also handles conflict arising a bit with channel members by following various conflict management strategies like bargaining strategy, boundary strategy, interpenetration strategy, and supra organizational strategy. Thank you.